Okay, there are a lot of videos on YouTube showing how to make laundry detergent, but they make like 5 gallons at a time. And if you're like me, you maybe don't want to have to deal with that volume and would rather just make maybe a gallon at a time so you can refill your big jug or whatever. So I'm going to show the smaller amount of how to make it. So you have a bar of Fell's naphtha soap, and you only need about 1/4 of, which I've already been using this one, so about 1/4 of a bar. My kitties are coming to visit, so maybe they won't get the shot too much. So about that much, 1/4 of a bar. This is in your laundry aisle at Walmart or whatever, and it's like, I forget, maybe $2, and you can make like 4 gallons out of that. So I'm going to grate that to start so that it'll melt easily in hot water, and I will be back. Okay, so there's that, and what I do instead of heating water on the stove to melt it in is that I take a 2-cup measuring cup, glass cup, and I heat my tap water as hot as it'll get and put like 2 cups in there, and then heat that in the microwave. And I have a little microwave, so mine doesn't heat very fast. So I set mine for about 1.5 minutes, but yours might not need that much. If you have a big microwave, not even, maybe 30 seconds or something, but I have a little bitty microwave. So get it really hot and then put the soap in there and stir it up. So that's what I'm about to do when this stops in 3 seconds. And then I will come back. Okay, so I have poured it into the hot water and mixed it up really good. And I'm going to, oops, I kind of splashed some. Take that and put it in this to mix with. The reason is that I'm going to eventually transfer it to this, but I mixed it in here one time, and the thin plastic on the bottom felt like it was about to melt out, and the stuff was about to bust through it. It kept sagging when I'd pick up the jug because the water was so hot. So I mix it in here and let it cool, and it gets real gloppy, but still this is a nice thick plastic. And so then I shake it up real good to try to get it to pour. It's still real gloppy at first. It eventually kind of loosens back up into more of a liquidy consistency, and you do have to shake it every time you go to use it because it'll kind of separate into water and soap. But it'll get looser and easier, but at first when it cools off it's really gloppy, so you have to really, it almost turns into like a solid gel-like stuff. Anyway, I'm going to put that in there and then get some more hot tap water, but I'm not going to heat it in the microwave like I did the first to melt the soap, and I'll show you what else to put into it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got some more, a couple of cups of hot tap water, but not heated anymore in the microwave or anything, and the 2 other ingredients besides the Fell's naphtha soap is Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda, Detergent Booster, and Household Cleaner. So it's not Arm & Hammer Baking Soda, it is Super Washing Soda. And the other is 20 Mule Team Borax, Detergent Booster, and Multi-Purpose Household Cleaner. Those are both in the laundry aisle as well. And these boxes will last you forever because you only use about 3 maybe 4 tablespoons if you want to make it stronger of each per gallon. So that's what I'm going to do, is just mix those into the hot water till they dissolve good, and pour that in with my soap mixture, and then you just fill it the rest of the way up with hot water. Okay, so this is the hot water with the Arm & Hammer Super Washing Soda mixed in. I put about 3.5 tablespoons of that in there. And so I'm just going to go ahead and pour this into the jug, and I'd already added a little more water into that so it wouldn't be as hot because it was almost boiling hot when I melted this soap. And then I'll do another one with borax. I can't record, and I don't have my tripod set up, so I can't record and pour at the same time. That's why I'm showing in between the steps instead of showing the steps. But here I go. I'll put it in and then I'll be right back. Okay, and so I've poured that into there, and I'm going to put, got some more hot water out of the tap, and I'm going to put the 20 Mule Team Borax, about 3.5 tablespoons. Okay, and so this is the water with the borax mixed in it. And I read a story one time, I have no idea if it was complete fabrication, but I read one time when somebody was saying that you could put that down in your cabinets for bugs, and it's really good at killing bugs. And there was a story about somebody's cat getting sick, and they found a tumor in its brain, and when they biopsied it, it had like boric acid in it or something, and they said it was from using this down where the cat could sniff it or whatever. And I don't even know if that's true, but I always think of that every time I'm using this. So I wouldn't use it down around, if you have pets, anywhere in your house, and I wouldn't stir it up too much where you breathe the powder while you're using it. And it may have been complete, bull malarkey, but I just always think of that, so I try not to breathe it while I'm scraping it, because it does kind of clump up, the powder does, and so I kind of try to keep my face away from it and don't breathe it while I'm getting it loose. Anyway, okay, I don't know how much of that got caught because my memory card got full, but anyway, this has about 3.5 tablespoons of the borax, and I think I told the story and probably got all that about why I don't breathe it, so just don't breathe it. And I'm going to pour it in there. One thing I forgot to mention, I've already poured it in here, and I decided to, even though it was only half full, to shake it up before I added more water to it. It is going to foam up a lot, so you have to wait for the bubbles to go back down when and it'll do that too while you're running it under the tap. So you might want to, I don't know, if it doesn't bubble up as much, you might put run the water into your measuring cup first and then pour it into there. But anyway, I forgot to mention it does kind of build up gas while you're shaking it, so you might want to, well, it didn't do it as much then as it has before when I've shaken it, but it actually starts to kind of, you can feel the bottle wanting to balloon out a little bit. I don't know how, if it's just some kind of chemical reaction or what, but it does kind of build up gas, so you just want to kind of vent it a little bit and let it go, and then add the rest of the water and shake it up some more. So, okay, so I have added the rest of the water, shaking it up real good, and normally I'd let it cool in the thick plastic, but the whole reason that I made this tonight is because I was going to wash something and I was out of laundry detergent. So I'm going to use mine, and I like to use the measuring cup, so I'm going to pour it from here and here and then shake it up again. Again, when it cools, it'll be gloppy, and you don't want to use any cold water while you're mixing this, so keep adding hot tap water to it as you mix the different ingredients. Because it will, I tried that before, I thought, well, if it's real hot, and I don't really need it real hot, and I've already got the stuff melted, I can just add cold water, and it'll cool even quicker. And I ended up with such a gloppy mess. I was still able to eventually use it, because after it rests for a few days, it kind of dissolves and separates back out. But when it's first cooling down, if you're pouring cold water into it, it just separates all out to this gloppy mess, and so a lot of it's water and then a lot of it's soap, and it just, when you try to pour it, it goes plop plop and splashes everywhere and makes a big mess, and you can't really divide it evenly, and have a what would you call it, uniform mixture or whatever. So, oh good grief, now my battery ran out, but anyway, I had an extra battery, so I was able to switch it real quick. But anyway, keep adding hot water as you're mixing it, and then let it cool down instead of trying to mix cold water. That's the point. I'm long-winded. I'm sorry. But anyway, again, thanks for watching. Hope you found it informative. And check back. Maybe I'll do something else. Bye-bye. This was my first YouTube instructional video, and I was just flying by the seat of my pants. I didn't have everything real planned out. But one more thing that I wanted to mention is that this laundry detergent does not have the heavy perfumes that you may be used to from store-bought brands, so you may want to add some essential oils to it for scent, or just depend on your favorite fabric softener to keep your clothes fresh, because this will not keep a fresh scent when they're hanging in the closet, but it does get stains out and it does clean good.